pricing your home right isn't just about numbers. It's a key tool to get the right people in the door to secure the best outcome. Imagine capturing maximum buyer interest while preserving your home's true value. That's our mission, regardless of the market when you're ready to sell. I'm Jen Blanchard with the Blanchard team. We're with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox & Roach Realtors. We're in New Jersey. When it comes to selling your home, the list price isn't just a number. It's a strategic tool designed to attract qualified buyers. Just as we use open houses, property videos, 3D social media tours, Zillow, and print advertising, among other things, we use price to get the right eyeballs on the property and the right feet through the front door. With my guidance, you make the decision because it's your asset, it's your home, and probably your future. Here at the Blanchard team, we always provide 3 clear pricing options that balance market data with buyer psychology, ensuring that you have a robust strategy that's tailored to your needs within the market at the time. Our 3 pricing options, most of them are presented as a price range rather than a single list price. I'll never say you need to list it at this number. As I mentioned, that's because this is your asset, and I'd like to provide a collaborative approach. It allows us to discuss different scenarios. More often than not, this type of discussion yields a successful pricing decision. So here are the 3 ranges that we talk about. The first one is the marketable list price range. This is a price range that's aimed at generating the most activity, the range that gets the right people in the door. We get to this range with an in-depth analysis of current market trends, recent comparable sales, what we know about the current pool of buyers. We want to make sure that your home is competitively priced. Any price in that range sounds right on paper. And that's what we want. We want people to come. And if you see something that doesn't make sense as a buyer, you're not going to rush to get to the property to take a look. And that's what happens when we choose the second option, which is the stretch list price. The stretch list price, also sometimes called aspirational pricing, it's the highest price that we're comfortable with based on what's currently happening in the market. A seller might feel this is a good strategy if they have time. I'm not in a rush. I don't have to sell, so let's price it high and see what happens. I'm going to tell you how that can backfire, especially in a market that's moving quickly and yielding sale prices that seem somewhat impossible. Notice I said sale prices, not list prices. Overpricing, choosing a list price that's too high, can signal to buyers that you might not fully understand the market, resulting in lowball offers. Being open to negotiation is smart, don't get me wrong, but consider this. Negotiating upward because you hold the cards is far better than setting a price that's high and letting buyers bid, knowing that you're out of touch with the value. When a buyer sees a house that's priced too high, they come in with an offer that's too low. You're basically saying to the market, bring all offers. Tell me what you want to pay. That's really not what you want to do. You want to support the buyers in coming up with a high number rather than standing at the top of the hill looking down and pulling them up. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, put a note in the comments and we can have a conversation. The third strategy that we suggest is what we call our best strategy list price. This is our recommended price that strikes the perfect balance, attracting the most buyers and sparking competitive interest. We review recent sales, current market demand. While buyers shop by comparison, they ultimately base their offers on previous sales. That best strategy listing price balances these dynamics, positioning your home effectively. If you haven't guessed yet, I will tell you that means possibly listing it lower than where you think it should be, generating more interest. Many sellers will say, well, if we price it too low, people are going to bid low to negotiate. That's really not happening in our market. Sellers will also say, well, if I price it too low, people are going to want to know what's wrong with it. Well, on the flip side of that, if you price it too high and it sits, people are going to want to know what's wrong with it. It's a fine balance. It's art and it's science. So once we choose the list price, how do we know if we've hit the right price? Well, we track key indicators. I have a very analytical mind. I'm pretty good at this part. We look at things like, how many showings have you had? How many first showings? How many second showings? High showing traffic signals an inviting price. The second thing we look at, offers received. Multiple offers clearly indicates a strong buyer interest and a good price because people are taking the lead. And we look at market comparisons. We continually assess, how does your listing stack up against current competition, new listings, and recent contracts? Could you imagine if your house is on the market, you haven't had any showings, and your neighbor across the street or next door comes on the market a little bit lower, and they get an offer, you've not even had a showing? That means somebody ruled you out without even coming to see it. Jeffrey Otto is a home appraiser. He has a long history of analyzing data and sharing market trends in New Jersey. He says that if your home isn't drawing showings within the first 2 to 4 weeks, or if you have a significant slowdown after an initial flurry, you might be priced as much as 10% too high. It's the real-time feedback that you get from your listing agent. And like I said, this is something we're good at, to understand where you fall within the market. So I've talked to you about 3 different pricing strategies, a little bit about how we come to determine them and how we continue to determine if you're priced right within the market. You may conclude that pricing is both an art and a science. Our goal is to ensure that you have every strategy available to position your home for success. It's your asset, it's your decision. With our expert guidance, together we'll set the right price to attract the right buyers and maximize your return. I would love an opportunity to work together to help you achieve the best outcome in today's dynamic real estate market. Once again, I'm Jen Blanchard, team leader of the Blanchard team, chief listing officer and advisor to the rest of the agents on my team. I come from a very strong analytical background with a experience in corporate technology, analysis, development, talking to people, understanding their goals and their needs, and putting them down on paper. If you think that you and I could get along and you have a real estate need, I would love to hear from you. If you're not ready to give me a call, that's fine. Subscribe to my channel. See a little bit more of what I have to offer before you make the call. Click the little bell. You'll be notified every time we post a new video. Thanks so much.